Lesson 95, Battles Overview. The battles, their causes and legitimacy. After the Prophet, peace be upon him, had settled in Al-Madinah, he supported the Jews from Banu Qaynuqa, Banu Qurayda and Banu Anadir in their religion and properties, and he set up some laws to regulate their rights and duties in the new community. Despite that, the Jews still showed their contempt and enmity towards the Muslims. Together with the hypocrites, they made a coalition against the new Muslim state. The hypocrites were a group of Arabs in Al-Madinah who pretended to be Muslims while in fact they were unbelievers. They used to back enemies of Muslims, including the Jews who betrayed their Muslim neighbours. The head of those hypocrites was Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul. Yet the Prophet, peace be upon him, accepted their presence of these two groups, the Jews and the hypocrites, and did not fight them, nor did they fight him. Instead, he used to counter their denial with irrefutable proofs and ultimate wisdom. The Prophet, peace be upon him, never fought anybody to force them to embrace the religion of Allah, but he only invited them and argued with them to convince them with conclusive evidence and proofs. However, the Qurayshis, the disbelievers of Makkah, were hostile to him, resisted his call, opposed him, and caused him and the Muslims much harm, until they were forced to leave their homes. The Qurayshis also seized their properties and fortified their money. The Qurayshis even continued to harm those left behind, who were too poor to emigrate with the Prophet, peace be upon him, and his companions. Therefore, Allah, because of all this, has permitted his Prophet, peace be upon him, to fight them, as well as any other aggressor or those who obstruct the spread of the call. The first action took by the Prophet, peace be upon him, was to confiscate the goods of Quraysh, the tribe of Quraysh, which they used to take to or bring from the Levant, Syria nowadays. After that, and whenever there was a need to fight those opposing Allah's call, whether from Quraysh or anyone else, he, peace be upon him, would himself go to fight along with the Muslim fighters, but sometimes he would send fighters with a leader that he chose for them. The historians called the mission in which the Prophet, peace be upon him, had himself participated, whether he fought or not, a Ghazwa battle, while they called the mission where he had sent other leaders a Sariya expedition. The total numbers of battles and expeditions. In the first year of the immigration, Hijrah, the Prophet, peace be upon him, sent out 2 expeditions. In the second year he sent out 1 expedition, and he went out himself to 7 battles, the largest of which was the Battle of Badr. Battle of Wadan, a village between Makkah and Al-Madinah. He went out on this mission to intercept a caravan of Quraysh, only to find that they had got beyond his reach, so he returned. Battle of Buwat, in Juhayna mountain, situated between Al-Madinah and Yanbu. He wanted to intercept a Qurayshi caravan, but when he found that they had already preceded him, so he returned. Battle of Al-Ashira, a place in the middle of Yanbu. We will elaborate further when we talk about the great Battle of Badr. The first Battle of Badr. Badr is a place between Makkah and Al-Madinah, nearer to the southwest of Al-Madinah. he went out in pursuit of those who attempted to attack the suburb of the Al-Madinah but did not find them. The great battle of Badr will be explained in detail in the coming pages. Battle of Banu Qaynuqa. They were a group of Jews around Al-Madinah who had breached the covenant of the Muslims and betrayed them. The Prophet, peace be upon him, went out and besieged them for 15 nights, whereupon they asked him to let them go away with their women and children, leaving their property to the Muslims. He agreed and expelled them. Battle of As-Suwayq. Abu Sufyan came to Al-Madinah with 200 people and burnt down some of the palm trees. When the Prophet, peace be upon him, encountered them, they ran away, leaving their suwayq, sacks of wheat and barley flour, behind. This is why it was called the Battle of As-Suwayq. In the 3rd year, he, peace be upon him, fought 4 battles and 1 expedition as follows. Battle of Ghatafan, a branch of the tribe of Qais. The Prophet, peace be upon him, heard that they were gathering to invade Al-Madinah, so he went out to fight them, but they fled into the mountains. Battle of Bahran, just outside of Al-Madinah, where the tribe of Banu Sulaym lived. They planned to invade Al-Madinah, but when the Prophet, peace be upon him, went to fight them, they scattered. Battle of Uhud, the most important battle in the 3rd year. It will be explained in detail in the coming pages. Battle of Hamra al-Sad also will be mentioned when describing the Battle of Uhud. In the 4th year, he, peace be upon him, sent out 3 expeditions and fought 3 battles as follows. Battle of Banu an-Nadir, one of the Jewish tribes in Al-Madinah, which will be explained later. Battle of Dhat Ariqa, the name of some rocks that have red, white and black spots. They're found in the mountains towards Najd, in the middle of the Arabian Peninsula. The Prophet, peace be upon him, was told that some of the Najdi tribes were preparing to fight him, so he went to meet them with 700 fighters. When they got there, the men of the tribe fled to the mountains and left behind their women, who were taken back as captives by the Muslims. The 2nd Battle of Badr will be discussed following the Battle of Uhud. In the 5th year, he, peace be upon him, fought 4 battles, the most famous of which is the Battle of Al-Khandaq. They are as follows. Battle of Dumat al-Jandal, a place between Al-Madinah and Damascus, at a distance of about 5 nights from Damascus and 15 nights from Al-Madinah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, was told that there was a group of Bedouins living there who used to attack anyone who passed by, and that they wanted to get closer to Al-Madinah. He went out with 1,000 fighters, but when they knew of his approach, they fled away and left their cattle, which the Muslims took as booty. Battle of Banu al-Mustaliq, a branch of the tribe of Khuza'ah. They assisted Quraysh in fighting the Muslims at the Battle of Uhud, and then gathered to fight the Muslims by themselves. The Prophet, peace be upon him, went out to meet them in a large group. The 2 parties met at Al-Muraisi, a spring owned by the Khuza'ah tribe. The unbelievers were defeated, with many dead and wounded. The Prophet, peace be upon him, then married the daughter of their leader, Juwariya bint ul-Harith, and freed all the women captives. It is when the Muslims were returning from that battle that the famous Ifk, false accusation incident, took place. Battle of Al-Khandaq and Battle of Banu Qurayda, the last Jewish tribe left in Al-Madinah, will be discussed in the coming pages. In the 6th year, he, peace be upon him, sent out 11 expeditions and fought 3 battles as follows: Battle of Banu Lihyan, Battle of Al-Ghabba, Battle of Al-Hudaybiyah. In the 7th year, he, peace be upon him, fought 1 battle, which is the Battle of Khaybar, and sent out 3 expeditions. In the 8th year, he, peace be upon him, fought 4 battles and sent out 10 expeditions. Battle of Mu'tah, the conquest of Makkah, the largest, most important battle in that year. Battle of Hunain, the 2nd most important battle that year. Battle of At-Taif, and all will be discussed below. In the 9th year, he, peace be upon him, fought 1 battle, Tabuk, and sent out 1 expedition. In the 10th year, he, peace be upon him, sent out 2 expeditions and made the farewell pilgrimage. The total number of battles in which the Prophet, peace be upon him, joined was 27, while the total number of expeditions with other leaders was 35 expeditions. Let us talk briefly about the most important battle.